hard to imagine talking to someone who's not the age.
Yeah.
Good, a nice mental stretch for you the first day back.
But it was fun being a kid.
It was fun being a kid. Yeah, I was noticing that says, you know, there's value in playing the counselor here, but also value in playing the kid because it gets you and the kid frame of mindset. And you really have to do that if you're doing child therapy, is get yourself in a child, get in touch with your inner child or your past child, or whatever it is. Yeah.
You're kind of also talking about like, I don't want to say terminology, but like phrases and stuff that you use with adults that you maybe wouldn't use with kids, like
Yeah.
something like we were,
I
what was
said
it,
like,
touch
oh, like,
base?
yeah, like, have your mom can come in and touch base with us. And she's like, what's touch base? And I'm like, yeah, what is touch base?
Yeah.
Just having to re-explain that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like not all kids will actually say something, right? They might just sit there quiet and be like, I don't know what that meant, and just not actually address it. So just being, as a counselor, being cautious.
Yeah, yeah. And that is the second, counseling in a second language. Kid is a second language.
Yeah.
I remember once my mom went away for a few days and my dad said, you know, we're gonna have a ball. I waited for 2 days for that ball. And it never showed up. But actually, you brought up a good point on that, Cynthia. Using the word hurt. So, you know, I won't say anything unless somebody hurts you. Now, that is a kid word, but I mean, the point that you brought up was like, so does that invite the kid to say anytime that, you know, anybody hits them or something? Well, can you phrase it?
Yeah, I was just wondering, because with hurt, like a kid could say, well, I pushed my friend, I hurt them. And that's not something for us that we're gonna like turn into a big dramatic thing where I'm gonna go call the authority now.
Yeah.
Whereas with adults, like we know when we say you're harming someone else, that it gives us the opportunity to go into more specifics to say like, look, if you're abusing a child, we're gonna call the authority. But how far do you go with explaining that to a child? Because, so the example I gave was, if you say hurt and the child exaggerates what's happening in the household, and then you end up calling the ministry or whoever, and then it turns out that it was a false accusation,
Yeah.
versus if the child, if you tell them that, oh, if mom and dad are doing something to hurt you, and you know, we're gonna call someone and so on, then the kid might be like, well, I don't wanna be separated from my parents, so I'm not gonna tell you if they ever harm me. So I was wondering how far do we go with explaining hurt?
And it probably won't go that far. I think if you use the word hurt, I would still use the word hurt. If they tell you that they got in a fight with their friend, you say, oh, okay. That opens up a discussion. You know, this isn't something that, it sounds like there is a conflict, and maybe we can help you with this conflict. I don't think this is something, do you think this is something that we need to tell the school counselor about? Maybe not. So you can negotiate, and so it's a teaching opportunity.
And then as far as the understanding of hurt too, is like, if a child is being sexually abused but doesn't understand that it's being hurt, they might not ever actually disclose it to you, and not knowing that that's hurt.
But I don't want to go into too much detail. Yeah. Hi, it's good to see you. Let me know if somebody is fondling your privates.
Yeah.
What's fondling?
Exactly.
Let's not go into that. If somebody's hurting you, let me know.
Yeah.
Any other observations, questions?
I just have a thought. When we talk about building rapport, you know, how do you, I guess, maybe it's intuitive to know, like, oh, I have rapport with this person, but I feel like it would be different from an adult to a child, knowing that someone has rapport with a child, you know? Because, like, I feel like we were just doing our thing, and I was like, you know, I was pretending I was 5.5. I feel like I'd be really, really shy at first, but then Sarah's, like, talking to me more, I'm sure I would, like, open up. So does shy equate to no rapport? Or, like, I don't know what you've seen, but, like, I don't know.
No, I mean, just put it into the different temperaments.
Yeah, that's fair.
different temperament, and you get a feel whether you're connecting with the kid.
Yeah. Okay.
If they wanna hug you by the end, it's a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
They'll want to share something with you.
Yeah.
They'll want to show you something or draw you something, and you'll know that they'll invite you to do that, and that's how you know you're connecting.
Could you explain, like, we were talking about in our group, like, when you're working with children, not doing like the face-to-face, but more like side-by-side?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Face to face. Can you kind of scoot out and be face to face with me? If you talk to a kid like that, all good kids are not going to be that tall. Okay, I guess you're the counselor. I'm going to go like that. Okay. Built-in power differential. You're going to intimidate the kid. They're going to shut down. That's an invitation for them to shut down. If kids are feeling really unsafe, if you have a table between yourselves, that's helpful. But usually, I like to, you can sort of be like at a 90 or
45.
Close to.
well, let me see, 90 plus 45. 135 degrees, is that right? Anyway, an angle like this. There's a corner of a table there. We're not face to face. Doing some sort of activity so that they can look at their hands and not at me. If I'm sitting in the room with them, again, it's 90 degree or 45 degree angle, not face to face. Just the power differential.
So even when there's not a table, kind of keeping it at that sort
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, if you're sitting on the floor, sit at a 90 degree or 45 degree.
Have you, I mean, not to draw this up too long, but have you noticed, like, between cultures, is it different ever, or?
Yeah. I mean, you have to be sensitive to different cultures.
Yeah.
It's, in Indonesia, did I tell you about counseling in Indonesia?
Tell me.
Come on out here.
Okay, I'll come on here. Standing, sitting?
Sitting, bring your chair.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah.
Draw those weird comfort.
For comfort.
That was, like, you've seen counselors do that, or
Yeah.
the clients are doing that?
Counselors and clients,
Yeah.
that's typical in Indonesia.
Yeah,
Yes. And you always smile.
no matter what, hey.
No matter what, if they're sharing something with you that's really terrible, you smile bigger.
Wow.
Because you want them to know that you are not traumatized by that. That you're okay, you're fine, and whereas, you know, we had somebody from University of Indonesia come over here for some training, and I let him work with some of my clients. And they were just telling us horrendous stories of abuse. I just wanted to smack him. I just like, get that look off of your face. Well, one of the last times, I was there like 20 times, I worked with a lot of people. One of the last times I was there, he says, you know, the whole time you've been coming, you've been very rude. What? Every time you counsel somebody, you have such a serious look on your face, and that's not right. Anyway, that's a distraction. Any other?
I've noticed in my interaction with kids, they like to give gifts. So obviously you don't want to, you know, if they offer you one of their toys, you don't want to take one of their toys. But in terms of, you know, artwork and everything, that's permissible?
Yeah, they give you a picture that they've done and all that.
Do you just put that in the file, or can you actually hang it up?
There is an artwork that's on my bookcase in my office. You should see. The kid made for me. If it's, you know, it's a gift. Do with it what you want. Anybody else? Okay. Cody, her birthday, September 26th, 2006. How old is that baby?
10.
She's 10 years old. Lives with both of her parents. Sister 7 years old, sister 5 years old. Her stomach is churning all the time in uncomfortable situations. Monday becomes difficult to go to school. Anxiety about gym, separation anxiety. Other concerns. Would like to sit in on the counseling sessions partly due to daughter's anxiety, mostly due to wanting to learn the tools to help her as a parent and to learn how to support her through this. They're waiting for you out in the waiting room. Go get them. We didn't talk about the parenting and coaching with the parenting. We do have materials to help with the coaching. Do not worry about that. It's like, I mean, a lot of you have not been parents. A lot of you are not parents, have not been parents, and you're going to have parents asking you, how do I parent my child? Well, you know a lot about psychology, you know about the dynamics that go in, the counseling dynamics. Counseling theory talks to you about the dynamic. You guys know a lot. There are materials. And you can't come at it from parent to parent. Maybe you can't come from parent to parent. Don't worry about that. When you talk with them for a few minutes, they're going to realize that you know what they're talking about. And that's bogus anyway. You know, a client would rather see me because I've been a parent. I'm a parent, I've been a parent, I've raised kids. You know what? I've raised 2 really, really nice daughters. I have never raised a 5-year-old ADHD, boy. And so I have absolutely no idea what your experience is. So, oh, I want you to be my counselor because you've been a parent. It's totally bogus. I have a few insights, but you're smarter than me, and so you have other insights. So. Okay. And we have practicum today. You guys ready to go? Let's do it and see you Wednesday morning.